Where's my north? My wife and I were doing an adventure race called the Sheltowee Extreme, which takes place in the Daniel Boone Forest, located southeastern Kentucky. Sheltowee was Daniel Boone's Native American name meaning big turtle. I'll talk more about the turtle in my logo, but for now, let's leave it at the turtle's a great symbol for this race, because this isn't a race about speed. Like many of your things that you're trying to accomplish in your business, it's about wits and endurance. There are many keys to this race, like endurance, hydration, the right clothing, nutrition, and communication between you and your partner or your team, just to name a few. But ultimately, biggest key to this race, being able to read a topographical map. Most people will tell you they can read a map. However, to most folks, reading a map and following the directions from your GPS are the same thing. Truth is, they're not even close. There are a lot of fundamental skills involved when it comes to reading a map, like being able to identify the type of terrain that lies ahead, or in the management world, forecasting. Is it steep? Is it flat? Does it descend? How will you know that you're in the right place or even headed in the right direction? We do that all the time in the business or the management world, don't we? We set our teams out on these journeys or tasks, but we really don't tell them what the finish line looks like, or what's it going to be like when they reach their destination. How will they know if they're even there? Are there landmarks like water, train tracks, roads? Something that we learned the hard way was that you should never get in the habit of following people assuming they know where they're going, because there's a very good chance that they're as lost as you are. In fact, you might have even had a better idea where you were going than they did, bringing out the lesson that while depending on others is an inevitable part of life, it's inherent that we develop our own personal skills, because depending on your own knowledge and abilities is always going to be in your best interest. So my wife and I, we took a free map reading course they were putting on before the race. And it was at this class that the instructor said something that really struck a chord in me that continues to resonate today. She said, if you can establish 3 points on a map, you'll never get lost. Of course, you have to have certain fundamental skills, like in any job or task, but if you can look at a map and always identify where you're at, where you're going, and always be able to find north, you'll never ever get lost. I've taken this statement and created a learning platform that is, simply put, adaptable and applicable to any training situation, regardless of what you're doing, struggling with, or trying to accomplish, individually, collectively, on a team, or managing a team. If we can identify where you're at, where you're going, and figure out where north is, or what's important to you and your team, you're never going to get lost. For instance, north for my family is God. That's what keeps us on track. No matter where we're at or where we're going, if we're putting God first, loving others like He loved us, and trying to make the people around us happy or their days a little better, we're always headed in the right direction. However, knowing where you're at, where you're going, and where north is only half the battle. Heading in the right direction does not ensure you're going to reach your destination. Once these physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual points of reference are established, the final step is making sure that your backpack contains all the necessary survival tools for your journey. For us, on this adventure race, the amount of water and ability to get more water was absolutely critical. So was having the right nutrition and knowing when to eat that nutrition. Then there was equipment and clothing, and the list goes on and on. And that's one of the things, your list keeps getting bigger. Deciding we wanted to do the race was the easy part. Having all our ducks in a row, or setting ourselves up for success in a way that made it possible to finish the race, that was really what it came down to. So, do you possess the knowledge, sustenance, tools, desire, skills, team members, resources, and endurance to complete your race? Let me come in, help you and your teams figure out where you're at, where you or they want to go, and teach them how to always find their personal and professional north. And together, we'll reach our destinations. In the following PowerPoints, you'll find a video of me explaining how Where's My North learning platforms applies to the seminars, online classes, and reconnaissance missions I'd love to bring to you and your teams. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. You can reach me at mitchell.kelly@where'smynorth.com.